Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Joku. This isn't going to be a long one tonight. I've had a really shit day at work, and I have to wake up super early tomorrow morning to go coach. But I was just sitting here messing around with these little guys, and I wanted to bring a few questions out there. Yesterday, I heard a lot of you guys talking about putting Isaiah Johnson at that safety position, so I drew it up just so you guys go out there and take a look at how it would be. It's not my favorite. I'm not going to lie to you. I would still like to go out there and really nab a free safety. I know a lot of you guys have been talking Morg, and it's looking more and more like that's where we're looking in the draft, but it's going to leave a hole on that offensive line if we end up going in that direction. So, I don't know, and it looks pretty cool, but at the same time, I still see that as a problem, not as, like, us capitalizing on that, which, I mean, it is what it is, man. And then the offense, and this is the main thing I did want to talk about tonight, looking at this offense, dude, looking at what Drake brings to the table, you get into these two running back sets that I pray to God we actually start to do now that we'll have two, like, completely solid running backs, especially at the start of the season before either one of these guys get banged up. And one of the main things you can do is you can take Drake at the start of these plays and boom, motion them out, and all of a sudden, dude, that's looking extremely fast, dude. Or you could start it off where they're both in the backfield. You could run some crazy screens out of this. You could run some, I don't know, you could do a lot with this formation. I'm really hoping that the Raiders take advantage of that. If they don't, I'm going to be pretty pissed about it, just because if you have that much talent and you're paying these dudes that much money, you might as well utilize them as much as you possibly can. And then I started messing around with the different running back situations and just putting different guys together in the backfield. Ingold and Jacobs still looks my personal favorite. It's just kind of the go-to for the Raiders. I'm not going to argue that at all, so I love seeing that. But then when I kept going and I kept pushing forward, I was thinking, if Brown's going to end up having a starting spot on this offense, who's going to start on that opposite side? Do you think it's going to be Ruggs or do you think it's going to be Edwards? I'm personally leaning more towards Edwards and giving him the nod, because if you get into that single back, you could bring Ruggs in, put him in that slot, then all of a sudden you have Ruggs and Waller work in the middle of the field, and one of those guys is going to spring wide open. But it's going to take a little bit of play time away from Renfrow, and I want to see Renfrow as more than just third and Renfrow. I mean, that dude can make some plays for us. He proved it time and time again, so hopefully we can get him more involved. But I don't know, man. It's looking pretty straight. I'm pretty damn excited about it. I know you guys are pretty suspect about the offensive line, but if we have an offensive line that'll actually play together week to week, I'll take that over the offensive line that we had in the past. And that's just my personal opinion on it. So, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted you guys to take a look at it, see both of them. And honestly, do you think Brown will even end up getting the starting nod, or do you think Ruggs will be on that other side and it'll be like we started last season, to where we have Edwards and Ruggs playing the outside, and then maybe even having just one running back in the backfield, having Foster and Waller on the field, and then still having Jacobs by himself? I think that would look pretty damn good. I want to see that more towards the goal line situations, but I want to see Foster get way more involved in this offense as well. So, I don't know, man. It's pretty much what I had. I'm going to jump into your comments, see how you guys are feeling about it. Caleb, what's happening, dude? Pizza, what's going on? AKA, let's go, dude. Ruben, how are you doing, man? Oh, man, hanging. Dude, Sebastian, dude, my day has sucked. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to get into it because I don't want to relive that shit again, but today was not a good one for me. Just wanted to sit back, chill, and talk a little bit of football. Chef B, what's going on, dude? What's your restaurant's name? Michael, man, I'll hit you up on Twitter and give it to you. I don't like to put it out there for the masses. What's up, Joe Q? I'm feeling better about all these moves we made. How about you? Dude, Devin, dude, I'm feeling pretty damn good right now. If we could lock down that safety, even if you want to draft a safety and he has a shot to fight for that starting spot, which I do not want to see a starting free safety that's a rookie. That's just my personal opinion about it, but I still think we need to go out there and lock one of these bigger named guys down. And then if you want to draft one, awesome. Bring him in, let him learn underneath, get that veteran in front of him, a one-year deal, and just kind of see where it takes it. We need secondary depth like crazy. Steven, how's it going, man? Dick Vitale, how are you doing? A new sub, dope. Jason, man, I appreciate you subbing, dude. It really helps me out. Sherman or not, if we can get Sherman on the right deal, I still want him on this team. I think it would work wonders for the young kids on this team. We need Trayvon at 17. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like right now. John Brown and John Gruden combo. Drake, yes, dude. Got to have that. Get that Drake out there. We need to move Muse to safety and draft Jock in the first. Dude, I'd take that in a heartbeat, like all damn day. I'm curious to see what Gus ends up doing with Muse. I know White's going to end up staying in that linebacker rotation. I'm really expecting him to make a big leap forward. I just don't know how the rest of it's going to play out. 17, we will have the option for the top two tackles. Great value. That's what I'm saying, Jason. We're going to need that for this offensive line. Open the playbook, bro. Sebastian, I hate to say it, man. That's my biggest fault on Gruden right now, is that I think we've seen his playbook. It's the same damn playbook he was running 12 years ago, and it pisses me off, man, just because it never changes. Drake should help. Drake should help out a lot. Drake just being in this rotation. Drake being, everybody keeps calling him the Joker. I don't even want to see that shit happen. I just think if you can get into these 2 running back sets, you can start motioning him around, and it's going to free up a ton of options for us. Get better in the red zone, no more field goals. If we can change that, dude, we'll be going nuts. Still say the blue light's sick. Jason, I appreciate it, man. AJ, Goku. I've been watching your show since you started and love your show. What do you think we're going to do with the offensive line? I think this offensive line is pretty much set the way that it's looking right now. I think if we draft a right tackle, you're going to see Good move into that guard position, which I'm totally okay with, which will let Simpson end up being your backup behind Good and behind Incognito. And then you get that right tackle starting. But Brandon Parker's still your backup tackle, your backup swing tackle at that point. That kind of scares the hell out of me, but I think he was stepping up and doing a little bit better. The 80s calls, I want the Gruden's playbook back. Yeah, no shit, dude. Watts, how are you doing, man? Thank you for coming out. John Gruden is the key to all of this. Nothing will change unless he changes. And asking a man with that ego to change is like beyond me, like completely beyond me. Danny, how are you doing? For Life, how are you doing? I'm glad you can make it out to the show. Offensive line was overrated and overpaid. David, that's exactly how I feel about it. That's why I was not pissed off when we went out there and just kind of blew this thing up. It didn't bother me at all. Gruden's playbook is a cringe, needs an update. He needs a real offensive coordinator. If he wants to be the head coach, come in, give his little speeches, try to get people pumped up, and then let somebody else run this offense, which he will never do. It would make a world of difference for this team. We still need a wide receiver. We still don't have a number 1 wide receiver, and a lot of you guys are like, Joker, we don't need a number 1 wide receiver. We have Waller. Waller's our number 1 wide receiver, and that is 100% true. You are right about that. And honestly, with Gruden's playbook and the way that things are kind of set up, you don't need a number 1 wide receiver if you have some people that can stretch the field, and we have that in Ruggs, and we have that in Brown, and we have that possibly in Edwards. I need Edwards to kind of take over that, just, I don't know, like that possession receiver position that we've been missing so desperately. Oh, Michael Myers, how are you doing, man? David, how are you doing? Jackson isn't worth 4. Oh, isn't worth 4. A year, not 10. I'll give you that, dude. Oh, Chance, how's it going? Ruggs and Edwards, in my opinion. Also, I love the running back room that was impressed with the interviews today. Yannick is legit, dude. I love those interviews. Those damn things take so long to progress through. There's like a 20, 30-minute break between all of them. I jumped into Samoa's room earlier, and he was like, I'm just going to go live. I'm going to check things out and just kind of go through these interviews. And I could tell by the time that first one ended and the second one started, he was like, what the hell did I get myself into? Because you're just sitting there. And those guys take forever to get the next guy out to the podium. Bro, 1 year, $5 million for Harris. Dude, that kind of pissed me off because I'll tell you right now, we had that money. We had that money to where we could have went out there and got Harris, which led me to believe that the Raiders are either looking in another direction or they're banking on the draft. How much can we add to the cab if they redo Carr's contract? Shit, dude. If they redo Carr's contract, a pretty decent amount. If we end up actually like physically cutting Mariota and then restructure Nassib, like we had the money to pull off some moves today. We just did not do it. That offense looks sick. I really like it, dude. Jason, you think we're starting a Meek in the slot? I thought about that, dude. Let me jump back over to this defense real quick. I'm still banking if we end up going into like that nickel package, you're going to end up knocking Morrow out of it, which would slide everybody else over. If you bring him in, let me see. That's what sucks, dude, because now you're talking Isaiah Johnson will be out, Morrow will be off the field. This is where you start to see like the true lack that we have, because you'll be bringing this dipshit back in who I do not want to see starting for us. Move him over a little bit. I'll bring him down. Then Meek Robertson would be playing somewhere like right over in this position, playing a little bit deeper, trying to make that umbrella. I honestly think that looks pretty damn good with the exception of Heath being on the field. Like I said the other day, and a lot of you guys agreed with me, if Heath wants to be a rotational piece, so be it. I'll take that all damn day. I do not want to see Heath being our starting free safety. It doesn't work, and it's going to kill us if that ends up happening. Jump down here a little bit. Apologize. Michael Myers, dude, man, save it for somebody else, man. Let's see where I was. All right, there, okay. I hope that Brown is behind Ruggs. because that means Ruggs has improved. John Brown's has some real hands from everything I've seen on him. He does, dude. And he might be that guy that can be the possession person for us, because he did that a lot in Buffalo, dude. You see Allen scrambling for his damn life. All of a sudden, he'd just gun one down the sidelines, and lo and behold, Brown would show up and end up plucking that ball out of the air, and it worked. But Carr's not the kind of guy that really buy that extra time. He's get it out of his hands, keep marching down the field. It's two completely style quarterbacks. I really want to see if he can end up working through it. Has to be Ruggs and Edwards. John Brown offers no run after the catch, and he is a big body catcher. Super, I'll give you that. I know what you're talking about. 3 tight ends are trying to have Jake as they threat won't work. Get rid of the 3 tight end sets. Watts, man, I'll tell you right now, I was messing around with those 3 tight end sets because I know how much the Raiders love to run that shit, and I know how much Gruden loves it. And we brought back down Carrier. I do not want to see those 3 tight end sets. I completely agree with you. Get rid of it completely. The offensive line being all banged up, though, is going to lead me more towards Gruden wanting to bring in these tight ends more and more to kind of establish his power run game. But if that shit don't work, you need to just scrap it, like, immediately. We will grab a line in the draft, relax people. Yes, I really think you're right. What grade do you give the Drake signing? I give the Drake signing like a solid B, Dan. I'm not even going to lie about that. If him and Jacobs can end up working as a tandem and being like a true two-headed monster, there's no doubt in my mind those dudes are going to end up running this thing. Ruggs is definitely starting over Edwards. All right, let's see this. Pull him down real quick. I was going back and forth, dude. That was like my biggest question of the night. I was like, which one of these dudes is actually going to start out, just maybe not like every single game, but just kind of in our starting rotation to open the week up. This brings a lot more speed to the table. Boom. And then honestly, if you pull Drake out and then you stick Renfro right there in the slot, dude, that's looking pretty damn sweet. I'm not even going to lie to you about that. I'm loving the way that looks. I may get the slot or drafted a player like Asante Samuel Jr. I could see that. I could possibly see that. I need somebody. If I want our nickel to have an actual little bit of size to him. Harris got signed for 1 year. No, dude. William, we had a shot. We should have made that move. What do you think about Devontae Smith, if available? If he's available, dude, I would take it. I just don't know if he's going to be. I don't think our O-line will have the same effect it's had over the past 2 years. I'm hoping it doesn't, because over the past 2 years, our offensive line has pretty much sucked. On paper, it's one of the best offensive lines. Money-wise, value-wise, it's one of the best offensive lines. But playing together week to week and actually making moves, they sucked at it, dude. They never played together. One time in the past 2 seasons did we have our entire starting front 5 starting in back-to-back games. Once in 2 seasons. That shit ain't right, dude. It's not right at all. Carlos, how are you doing, man? Putter depth at 17. That's what I'm talking about, Chance. Bring him out there. The O-line wasn't good last year. What were people watching? That's what I'm saying, dude. They were not like some stellar offensive line and everything was just looking awesome. It wasn't holding up, and that kind of is what it is. Michael, how are you doing, man? I hope Ruggs and Edwards put them to work right now. They should be working and calling Carr. I know that, who was it, dude? It was Key. Damn, there was 3 of our defensive linemen that were already working together as a unit with some high caliber trainer out there. Dude, I was happy as hell to see it. I gave it a B too. Me too. You think Zay and John will vibe together? Man, I don't know what. Sambala, how are you doing, dude? I don't know what's going to end up happening with Zay Jones. Everybody said that we kept him around just because he had such a good rapport with Carr. You're talking about Zay and John kind of getting into the mix and then putting Ruggs and Edwards on the back burner. I'm not down with that at all. So Hurst doesn't make the defensive line his first string. Man, Paul, I'll tell you, dude, I was messing around with that a pretty damn good bit. I think Hurst, if Hurst comes out and really performs, he was another one of the dudes. It was Farrell, Hurst, and somebody else that has been working with this guy. If he can come out and kind of stay healthy and do what he's been doing, I don't have a doubt in my mind that he can work his way into that starting rotation, because a lot of those other guys are defensive ends that we're shifting over, even though I really do like Farrell playing on the inside. Chris, how are you doing, dude? What do you think of Jock and Javen Holland in the first 2 rounds? If Holland's makes it to the second, I'd love that. Our secondary nearly is the same it was, is a huge problem. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's looking, at this point, like with that secondary, you're talking about Gus Bradley and his boys making some changes to this, and not the other way around. Because if you bring out the same damn thing that you brought last year, you're going to get the same results. Like, it is what it is. Two-headed monster. Carlos, man, that is a straight-up two-headed monster. I'll take that all damn day. It is what it is. How are you doing, man? Bring that Vegeta power. Just haven't seen your name for a minute, man. It's no worries, dude. I probably make a free agent video tomorrow. Bring it, Watts. I'd love to see it, man. Oh, Costas, how are you doing? I'm so happy if Edwards turns out to be a beast. I can see that, though. I can see it, man. Joey, if he can turn it around, stay on the field, stay healthy, and actually start getting worked in and getting the car the ball, I'll take that all damn day. Eric Fisher reeled. I have not heard about that, dude. What's good, Joku? It's hard getting on your guys live when I'm working, so I tried. Loyal, I understand that, man. I've been busting it all damn day today. Oh, it's fine no matter what personnel you put out there because of Carr. It's all about our D, and that defense is looking better. I know a lot of people are pretty pissed about it right now, but I really think that defense is looking better. You have to lock down that freaking safety, dude, and you have to bring in another corner. Behind that, I honestly think our defense is looking a hell of a lot better than it was last year. But unless we can pull these moves off to make Heath a depth piece, which is looking pretty good, and then just to have that veteran cornerback, everything else, dude, I think will fall into place, dude. I'll take Fisher for. I take Fisher for cheap. I ain't gonna lie about that. It's nice if Gruden could actually get Ruggs and Edwards involved this year. Wouldn't that be a welcome freaking change, Joey? I don't get why Zay got re-signed. Never showed last year, so Gruden didn't trust him. I don't understand why he got re-signed either. I think we could have made some moves there. Drake and Josh on the field at the same time. That's what I'm hoping for, Jason. I was banging the freaking walls last season. Just thinking, I was like, and then when we brought in Booker, I was like, all right, you can't run a 2 running back set if you have Jacobs and Booker. You just can't. But you can if you have a dude like Drake sitting across from him. You could really get those guys on the field at the same time. You could motion either one of them if you had to, or you could just snap the ball right off the bat. Are we really rolling with Heath out there? Andrew, as far as our roster is concerned right now, yes. Like, that's what we're rolling with at this point. Anything is better than last year's. Anything is, dude. Need Sherman, man. I'll take it. I will take it, dude. Breaking Adam Schefter has reported that Eric Fisher is expected to sign with the Raiders, and the deal is expected to get done soon. MJ, I'll keep an eye on it, but until I can see that thing come straight across, I just don't know. I don't want to say that it's out there until I can actually see, like, get the reports on it, because I hate that shit, like, more than you'll ever believe. Zay is for depth. Zay is for depth. He's going to be the 5th wide receiver, so who really cares? Lots of great comments tonight. Dude, you guys know your stuff, and the people that don't, I pretty much just banned from this channel. Let's go. So Joku, we're not done. No, we're not done, dude. We still got 2 more moves to make. That's what I'm expecting. 2 more moves, and then we go into the draft, and then you just start shaking people out as you go. I'm doing my final for school and watching my boy. You better focus on that final, dude. Oh, D-Bag, how are you doing? How many snaps did Good take at right tackle besides right guard last year? Because I don't know the snap counts on it, but I know he's played both, and he held both of them down. That was a big reason that we wanted to bring him back. Mitchell, how are you doing? Let's be real. We just need a top 20 D. If we can get that top 20 D, you guys know how I feel about that. You get a top 20 defense, Carr will take care of the rest, and this team will be making a pretty damn good push. How many snaps did Good take at right tackle? Drake, our Joker, Gruden told him. He did. He told him that. That's why I want to see him worked in and just kind of actually being used. If you want to put your Joker out there, work him into these 2 running back sets. No, a lot of people were talking about a wildcat with Drake. I do not want to see that shit happen. I just want to see him worked into situations like this, to where he's an extra man you have to account for. And then if you're in this situation and you motion Drake, and then the whole defense shifts, that will tell a dude like Carr exactly what he's up against, and he'll be able to exploit that, man. What's up, son? Oh, I appreciate you, Scooty. We are out of cap, depending on what happens with Mariota. Yeah, and then, well, the restructuring on NASUP freed up a little bit of money, but if we end up getting, like, actually cutting Mariota, we're going to have the moves to pull 2 more, like, decent moves. Are you confident that Simpson will take a step up, starting at the guard position? Ryan, I'm praying that he does. Like, really praying. I'm honestly hoping that we get a right tackle, either through the draft or through this free agency. Then we can move Good over to that guard position, and then you have the depth at most of these positions that I'd be pretty comfortable with. Who we're drafting in the drafts on Joku? James, I did a couple draft videos that you can go. You're more than welcome to go check out. It changes so often, dude. Like right now, I'm thinking our 1st round pick at 17 is going to end up going to an offensive lineman. Like I truly believe that in my heart of hearts. You guys forgot about Renfro because he could be a number 1 with those hands. Mile high, dude. I've been putting Renfro at all these damn things. I want to see him get more involved. I don't think he could end up being that number 1. But I think Renfro, like I had one setup where I had Renfro in the slot on one side. I had Ruggs on the other. And then I had Waller playing the outside. And then I had Edwards playing the other outside. Dude, it was so damn fast. Like, you could have exploited the hell out of teams with that. It's just for some reason the Raiders never get into those situations. It drives me nuts, man. Thoughts on Solomon as the 3 tech? Heard he was his bread and butter in college. Man, dude, Rick, you are like 100% on that. I'm thinking Solomon. I know so many people are like, dude, Solomon's a freaking bust, dude. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because I had him like on a few of these drops earlier before we even brought him onto the team. And I was like, dude, that kid is a true talent. And I understand, man. He's had his ups and downs. And when he did look good, he was surrounded by a stacked ass defense. But you cannot write that kid off, man, especially not under Gus. I think it's going to be some big things. That defensive line getting into the rotation that we have right now it's crazy good, dude. Are they looking into restructuring anyone else's contracts? Not that I know of right now. 12 or so carries from Jacobs or Drake might be perfect, like 200 each. Dude, that would be insane. Like David, that would be like the perfect setup in my opinion. Since we shored up the D-line, I wouldn't mind Leatherwood now instead of Barrymore. See, Courtney, now we're moving. Our offense looks like it won't even skip a beat if our defense has truly gotten upgraded. Dude, that's it. Anthony, that is it. Because I'm telling you, if this offensive line holds up, all we did was stack a little bit more onto this offense. Because Brown is better than Aguilar. And Drake is a hell of a lot better than Booker. And if you keep all the rest of these pieces in place, that offensive line holds up and your defense steps up, dude, we are on the right pace. And everybody who's talking shit right now can just sit back and suck it because this team's going to continue to push on. Rob, what's going on, dude? We need defense at 17. Noah, I'm hoping we pull defense at 17. But if this offensive line is set up the way that it is right now going into this draft, then I could see us going offensive line at 17 for no other fact than to put that right tackle and shift good over and keep Simpson as depth for another season. That play action pass is going to look nice. Yeah, yes, it is. Damn, I hate drafting tackles in the first. We all do, Joey, but you got to do it sometimes. We can draft a defensive tackle. Don't panic. Yes, we can. I don't even know if we need one at this point, to be honest with you. All right, man. Like I said, I got to coach super early tomorrow morning. I got to wake up, and it's going to be a long, long day. But maybe I'll be back tomorrow night. Just got to see how the day plays out. So until next time, guys, I'm Son Joku. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate it. If you could click that like button on your way out, it really does help me out and keep me growing. But, man, thank you all so much. We will see you guys. We'll see you guys next time.